Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. Hello, Nicer. First one in the room. How you doing? I was over there at Ramil's for a little while, Nicer. I saw you over there too. I just didn't say anything. I really don't have no input on dating stuff like that. Dating and finding the right mate and all that stuff. I don't really have no input on that. But anyway, what's up? What's up, everybody? Give everybody a chance to get up in here. Then I will introduce myself and we will get started. All right. Get on up in here. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. What's up, Joseph? What's up, live? What's going on? Hello, hello. All right, we're going to get started in about 2 more minutes. I hope YouTube's getting better with its notifications. It looked like it is because as soon as I go live, people know. What's up, Andre? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. This is a good one. Andre knows which ones to send me. Yeah, he knows. He's just like, yeah. It just goes right up under my fingernails, and then I got to do it, right? He knows which ones to send. As soon as I see the title, I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, I got to see it. What's up, L. Marshall? What's going on? Start sitting up straight. What's up, Reality Game Design? What's happening? What's going on? Hello, hello. I've been good. I've been real good. As you can see, I love what I do. I have 0 problems. I love what I do, and I have 0 problems in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. I have no problems. I don't know how many people you know that can say that, but you know one now. I have 0 problems. All right. Everything is good. It's always good. It's always good. Every day I wake up, it's always good. All right, we're going to start in about 30 seconds. I absolutely love what I do. You guys know it. You guys people that come here, they can feel it. Reality game. The only reason why I know that because it came across my timeline. That's it. But I don't click on it. I don't go looking into it. I don't really follow politics at all. I don't. The only time I follow the president when he has something major to say, whenever it's major, something major he has to say, I pay attention because there's 2 messages in those things all the time, but people in debt don't even know that. All right, we're going to get started. My name is LJ Young. For those of you that do not know me, I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and finance and everything that goes down in value and wondering why they're still living paycheck to paycheck. Those are what's called unconscious slaves, okay? Unconscious slaves, all right? I lived there for the first 40 years of my life in the debt matrix as an unconscious slave. I was walking around just doing everything everybody else does with money and couldn't figure out why I was not getting ahead until one day I woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, hey, LJ, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances and you'll win with money. I said, okay, Dave, that's what I'm going to do. And I did it. Now I'm free. Now that I'm outside the debt matrix, I speak what is called debt free. Because if you've been in debt all your life as an unconscious slave, you have no idea what the language of debt free sounds like because you're in debt. I promise you, if you've been in debt all your life, you only speak debt. I triple, quadruple promise you. Okay. You don't even know that. Right. And what it really is, the reason why you're an unconscious slave is because you don't trust mathematics. Right. You just don't. So this is how I bring people out of the debt matrix. Okay, I expose what I call the glitch in the debt matrix. And the glitch are things that don't make mathematical sense, yet people continue to do them, right? And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either, CENTS, okay? So if you call yourself a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage, all right, that's a glitch in the debt matrix because that doesn't make any mathematical sense. You go to college for 4 years and keep your student loans for the rest of your life. That doesn't make any mathematical sense. See? But you believe it's okay. Or you finance a car for 84 months and you believe you got the car on sale. Well, if you just do the math, you will clearly see that you didn't get it on sale. But if you're unconscious, you don't know. And how to tell if you're an unconscious slave? You add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, here's the glitch. Okay, now listen closely. At this point, you either going to believe your math or you're not. If you do all your savings and debt and you see this large negative number and you don't believe it, that means you're an unconscious slave because the math is showing you. It's right here saying, hey, this is how much you really have. Right. And if you say, oh, no, I don't believe my own math. OK, well, then you go back into the debt matrix as an unconscious slave walking around. All right. Now, this, if I didn't say it earlier, this article was brought to my attention by Andre the Alien. I mean, Andre Bishwa. OK. What's up, E-Man? All right. Now, before we get into this article, I want something very clear for everybody to understand something. I'm not talking negative about these people. I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm not saying they woulda, coulda, shoulda did this and if they did that and that. No, I'm not saying any of that because they are like millions of other people. Okay. So you guys can understand something. There's trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. That's millions of people that just believe they're homeowners just like them. Okay, that's it. It's nothing special. So in order for, this is what I want you to try your hardest to. When you follow me on this article, I only want you to listen to it mathematically. Okay. This will help you remove your feelings. So let me give you an example of how listening mathematically sounds so you can understand. If I asked you, how do you feel about 1 + 1 = 2? Does it make you happy, sad, jump for joy? And you're going to look at me like, what are you talking about? It's just 2, right? That's the same way I want you to follow me on this article so you can understand that these people, they just did everything that everybody around them do. They even tell you inside of this video, they just followed everybody else around them. That's millions of people that do. So they're not alone. Okay. All right. So no negativity. Again, I have to reiterate it. No negativity, no talking like they're stupid or dumb. They should have, could have, none of that. I want you to follow me only mathematically. All right. So let me bring this up. And I want to make sure you guys can hear okay. All right. Let me bring this up. All right. Let me move that banner. All right, so we are going to play this. Give me as soon as I start playing, I want to make sure you guys can hear it. So give me a 1 if you can hear it as soon as I hit play. Can everybody hear it okay? I'm glad they're playing the music so that you guys can hear. I don't see anything on the screen, though. Wait, just a second.
It's not going to be embellished. It's not going to be anything. This is real life. This is what happened to us. This is what kind of...
Just a second.
I don't want to say ruined our dream, but put a major speed bump in the path to our full-time to RV life. And honestly,
are you guys able to see anything across the screen? Because I don't see any video.
With all of the financial difficulty that
I don't see the video playing for you guys. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. Post-COVID, once people do get back to work and once all of those forbearances and stuff like that people have on their mortgage and their rent and everything come due.
Okay, I'm there. You guys should be able to see the video now. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, so everybody should be able to hear okay now, right? And see the video. Okay, cool. All right, so this is what we're going to do, okay? We're going to It's about 30 minutes. So if you don't want to stay, you can cut out anytime you want, but we're going to play this video because I'm going to walk you through this whole video through debt-free eyes. Okay. I'm going to walk you through this video. Mathematically. Do not involve your feelings. I want you guys to understand something. What they're talking about is business. They're talking about them and the bank. Okay. But whenever you're talking about you and the bank, it's business. It has nothing to do with emotions, okay? Nothing. All right, so here we go.
Not your friends.
So for those of you that have been around in the last year for our 1 year to full-time RV life journey, you know that we met our goal plus 1 week to sell our house, pick out our RV, and all of those things. We met our goal. We were super excited. What we didn't tell you in the last couple of weeks is that while our house was in escrow, we had already chosen the RV that we wanted to buy. We had put a deposit on it. It was being held for us in Indiana. Tomorrow, for us, today, if you're watching this video.
Okay, so mistake number one. They're buying stuff before they have the money. That's mistake number one. They're buying stuff. They're assuming, like, people don't really understand. When you have a mortgage, you don't own the house. Okay, it's not your house.
On Monday when we post it, Jonathan should have been driving up in front of our house with the new RV tomorrow or Monday, and that's not happening now. So.
Yeah, in fact, if you guys remember last week when we did the video last week, Lynn and I had talked about, this week's video was going to be talking about the different kinds of RVs. Well, Lynn and I had already planned on recording that video on Tuesday because I was supposed to leave on Wednesday with my dad to drive out to Indiana to buy the RV.
To pick up, we already had the price negotiated, everything. We were going to get a cashier's check on Tuesday. Yep. As for closed Monday, we were going to get a cashier's check for the RV and pay cash for it 100%. Jonathan was leaving on Wednesday to drive to Indiana and then drive back the RV. And as you can tell, that didn't happen.
We're not in an RV right now.
Well, you're here instead of driving back.
Exactly, that's true.
So, and behind us, the boxes and everything that you see behind us in what was our dining room are now going to be moved to an apartment that we had to rush and rent last week in the midst of all of this. Okay, so what happened? How did we lose $135,000 in 1 day?
Okay, I want you guys to listen to the language she's talking about, right? They don't own the house. And so this $135,000, they really believe it's theirs. They, in their brains, they really believe that $135,000 is there when it's not, because they don't even own the house. People, it makes no sense. Makes no mathematical sense. People get mortgages because they don't have the money to buy the house. But then when they finance the house, they magically believe that the equity in a house that they don't even own, that they couldn't pay for without a mortgage, they believe the equity is theirs. That doesn't make any sense. Any mathematical sense whatsoever.
Monday, our escrow closed on our house sale. The sale of our house, escrow closed on Monday. Monday night, our realtor called us and said, you guys are now renters because we were doing a rent back on our house while we moved into the RV. You guys are now renters, congratulations. So we were super happy Monday night. Tuesday, we were supposed to get the money from our house sale, account.
Keep spilling my water.
The money, plus more for Jonathan to pay cash for the RV. Tuesday comes around, Jonathan goes to work, starts getting phone calls saying, you're only getting less than half of the money that you were supposed to get from the house. We don't know what happened. We're trying to figure it out. Mind you, he's getting calls from escrow. He's getting calls from the title company, our realtor. Nobody knows what happened to the $135,000. So he calls me in a panic.
They're calling everybody. Nobody knows where this $135,000 went. Nobody knows. It's crazy to even say that, right? It's just never mind.
So my first thought
The reason why they can't find it because they didn't realize it was never theirs in the first place. That's why they can't find it. You're not gonna lose your own money, right? If that $135,000 was in her savings account, they would just had gone to the RV place and just bought the RV. But since it wasn't theirs, it wasn't there in their savings account. They just were assuming that it was theirs.
Well, maybe they're just going to do it like in a separate deposit. Maybe it was just, it's a mistake. They'll figure it out. So I get up, I start making phone calls to the mortgage company, and because he's at work and he can't be on the phone all day, so I start making phone calls. Nobody can quite figure it out. And I'm still in the back of my mind thinking, they're going to figure this out. We're going to get the money. I'm not freaking out yet. I'm like, it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. It wasn't. Turns out, 2 years ago, we did a refinance for our home loan, which was instigated by our mortgage company. Our mortgage company, not an outside company saying you should refi. Our mortgage company suggested interest rates are lower, you could do a refi, you could save interest, you can get a lower payment, all of that kind of thing. So
okay, so the way she was stressing, like, our mortgage company instigated our mortgage. Of course they did. They want to make more money. They're going to tell those people, hey, because the bank, check this out. The bank already knows their financial situation. The bank already knows, right? By running the credit. People in debt, they think they're just looking for your credit score. No, they're looking to see how much debt you're in. And then they instigate you. Say, hey, they already know you're in financial trouble. All they got to do is just toss the bone out there. And of course, they're going to grab it. Hey, let's lower your payment. It'll lower your interest rate. But what they're not telling them, hey, by the way, we're starting the 30-year terms all the way over again. We don't really care how long you've been in your house. You've been in your house 20 years? Yeah, we're going to start it back over to 30. And then the people talk, oh, yeah, our payment's lower. Of course it is. It's spread back over 30 years. They don't reach out to refinance, ask you to refinance just because they're being nice. This is business. The only people that are emotionally involved in all this are the so-called homeowners that believe they're homeowners. They're the only emotional ones. They're the only ones. I promise you. This is with the bank. It's strictly mathematical business.
During the time that we were doing the refi, they said, you don't have to make any house payments during this time because we're going to roll it all into this new.
See what I'm saying? And see, they know the people they don't really understand this. Okay. They already know they're in debt. And then they tell them, hey, don't worry about making payments. We're just rolling it into the back end. Guess what they're going to say? Hell yes. They're going to say just like this. Hell yes, we can save that money. No, you're not. They're paying even more money. Of course, they're going to suggest that because those people are emotionally attached to their bank. They really believe the bank is doing things into their best interest. But if they did that, the bank wouldn't make any money. That doesn't even make any sense.
Refi. We've never owned a house before. We're like,
I know, that's clear.
You trust them. They're your mortgage company, right?
See, the bank knows that too. The bank knows they've never owned a house before. And I guarantee you this, they don't mention this. I guarantee you they have a subprime mortgage. Guaranteed. I can tell by the way they talk. Guarantee they have a subprime mortgage. No doubt in my brain, no doubt in my mind they have a subprime mortgage.
So we were on conference calls together. So it's not like one of us missed something and the other one didn't hear it or something like that. They sent us various papers. We sent it, all the things. If you've ever refied a house, there's all this. It's like buying a house again. It's all this paperwork. We need pay stubs. We need this. We need that. So we're going.
See the way she casually said, oh, it's just like buying a house again. That's exactly what it is. And people talk like it's no big deal. You're rebuying the same house. And they finance the, see, this is what the problem with a lot of people that they don't calculate this in their head. They financed the house in the first place because they didn't have the money. Listen to me mathematically. They didn't have the money. So while they're in the house, they refinance it again and still believe they are homeowners and still believe this equity in the house is theirs even after they financed it twice. That makes absolutely no mathematical sense to the slaves. They don't know. To the bank, it makes total sense. They know by looking at your credit report that you're in debt. That's what DTI is determined. Debt to income ratio. What do you think that's there for? That's to determine how much debt you're in. And they know exactly what to do. They know you're up to your eyeballs in payments. And they say, hey, we have a solution. I'm not hating on the banks. This nothing I'm saying is a secret. Okay, nothing. It's math.
We get the refinance approved. We start making the new payment, which is lower. The interest rate.
Of course it is.
Okay, cool. We don't think anything about it.
Don't even think about it.
Haven't thought about it since then.
Haven't thought about it.
This year, COVID hits.
That's exactly what the bank wanted them to do. Not even think about it. Totally forget about it.
Jonathan and I both get furloughed from work. Then we find out from our mortgage company, oh, hey, don't worry about COVID.
Of course.
We're doing forbearances. You don't even have to apply.
See how the bank reaches out to them? Because they already know their financial situation. So they just throw out something that they believe that they're going to save money on when they're going to be paying more. Hey, don't worry about it. It's automatic. This and that. This is what you do. Like when you're out of debt, say like you're not in debt and say like you do have a mortgage and you're paying off your mortgage. If I had a mortgage during this time, this is what I would do. If I had a mortgage at this time, first of all, the bank wouldn't call me. Okay, let's make that 100% clear. Okay, if I was in the same situation and my only debt was a mortgage, the bank wouldn't dare call me to ask me to refinance. They wouldn't dare ask me to pull the equity out of my house. That would be an insult. That I would be like, are you crazy? No, right? But or if they said, if I called the bank, hey man, I would call the bank to make sure that furlough wasn't automatic, not the furlough, but the hold off on the payments. I would have called them and said, hey man, you didn't automatically sign me up for that plan. Put it this way. If I didn't get a notice to make my payment, my mortgage payment, and I didn't see it that month, I would call them up and say, hey man, you guys forgot to send that notice. They were like, oh, we automatic. No, you don't automatic do shit. You take that off. That's what I would say. You don't automatically do nothing, bank, without me telling you. Don't ever, and make sure you put a note in that file to never, ever do anything without asking me first. That's what I would do. But when you're in debt, that sounds good. Oh, that's automatic. Cool. Yeah. All right. We'll worry about them payments later. We'll keep stacking. And they will think that they're really stacking money in the bank. But guess what? That money is an illusion. It's not even there. They just believe it's there.
Customers, if they need it.
Yes, they are. Only for the slave ones. Only for the slaves.
3-month forbearance, you don't have to make payments.
Oh, God.
And then they, without even telling us, which turned out fine, but they didn't tell us, they extended it to 6 months.
Check that out. Did you hear what she just said? And without telling us, but that's fine. They extended us for 6 months without even telling them. Without even telling them. And she said, oh, that's fine. You guys, I hope you understand why the banks are there. I know they tell you that they make billions and trillions. I think it's well over a name for money, well over that. It's probably well beyond trillions. You see the way she just shrugged it? Oh, that's fine. They extended you for 6 more months. So you're in a forbearance for like 9 months? Oh my God. Oh my God.
July, and so I had called them in July and said, hey, it's coming up, what do we have to do? And they said, oh no, we are extending 6 months. Next payment, house payment's not due till October.
Oh,
In the meantime, we had already planned last summer to sell the house this summer. So we stuck to our plan. And better for us, turns out, because we ended up getting more money this year than we got appraised for last year from the house. So we were super excited about that. We thought, okay.
See how she's excited about an appraisal of a house that they don't even own. They were excited that the house that they're in was worth more money now, and they don't even own it. Everything I'm saying is mathematically true. Okay. And if you're hearing this, make sure you remove your feelings from what I'm saying and only listen to the math. If you don't own the house, It's absolutely 100 positively impossible for you to own the equity in a house that you don't own. That's impossible. But if you believe the equity in the house is yours, the bank has a solution for you.
Things falling into place. Escrow is kind of a pain in the ass, like you guys know if you've seen our videos.
Only to slaves.
But eventually it worked out. We were all excited. Like we said, we put the deposit on the RV. We were going to move right from the house into the RV. They
put money down on the RV, money that don't even exist.
What we thought was a refinance wasn't actually a refinance. We don't even know what to call it because it depends who you talk to.
See, listen to him. What she basically just said, I don't even know what I signed. I don't even know what I signed. I just signed it so I can get a hold of that money. That's exactly what they wanted you to do. Don't even sign. When you go, this is what you guys got to understand something. Would you buy a $300,000 business with no lawyer involved? Would you do that? That's what you're doing when you buy a house without a lawyer involved. That's exactly what you're doing. But check this out. Check this out. I want you guys to understand something very closely. When they run your credit, they already know who's going to bring a lawyer and who's not. Slaves are not going to bring a lawyer. They're not, because they can't afford a lawyer. A slave wouldn't pay a lawyer. First, if you're getting a subprime mortgage, you're not bringing a lawyer for your paperwork. You're not hiring a lawyer. You're not. You have no money. That's why you're getting an FHA mortgage. That's why you're getting a subprime mortgage. Subprime mortgages are for slaves.
Our neighbors are one of them's a financial advisor, the other one works in the mortgage industry. My brother-in-law's a lawyer. We've talked to all these people about it. Some people have said that what they did is they
talk to all these so-called, see how they throw out, I talked to a lawyer, I talked to a financial advisor, saying it like those people's titles mean something. Those people's titles don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. Anybody you hear with a title, let's say like a financial advisor, as soon as you come up and find one, this is what I want you to say to the financial advisor. Hey, financial advisor, do you still got your student loans? If they tell you yes, you got to ask yourself, how in the hell are they a financial advisor? Because it doesn't matter. You go up to a lawyer. She mentioned a lawyer. You come up to a great lawyer. Hey, man, you good at what you do? Yeah. You still paying your student loans? If they say yes, then what is that lawyer going to tell you about this house? If the lawyer you're looking at has 20-year-old student loans, why in the world would you think they know something about the financial workings of a house? That's impossible. They haven't even taken care of their own finances. You think they know something outside of that? No, that's not true. That's not true. Any professional that has 20-year-old student loans, I want you to ask them, you explain to me, why do you have 20-year-old student loans? Make it make mathematical sense. Guess what? They can't. That's impossible. Okay?
turned this into a reverse mortgage. You know what?
They tricked them. See what I'm saying? See the words she's using? They tricked me. No, they didn't. They didn't. They said, here's the paperwork. Here you go. Because this is what people in debt don't really understand. They'll sit down at a bank to sign all the mortgage paperwork. That's just like this thick. You don't know anything about it. You're gonna sit down, sign here, initial here, sign here. I did it. Okay, that's why I'm kind of like personally involved. Sign here, initial. I didn't know anything about that paperwork. You don't do that. You say, hey, yeah, send all that paperwork to my lawyer. Fax it over. I don't care how you send it over. Send it over to him. Once he looks it over, then I'll sign, or maybe I won't sign. That's how you really do it. It's business.
That is, basically takes part of the amount you owe and puts it at the end, which nobody would do at our age.
And the other thing that actually the title.
But you did do it with the refinance.
Finally, when I got somebody that was somewhat honest from the mortgage company on the phone. What they explained to me was when they did what's called a loan modification. And what that basically did was take a chunk of the principal of our loan
and sell it.
And they sold it.
They do that all the time. They've been doing that shit for years.
We didn't know that.
I know.
And I looked back at the paperwork. It wasn't in the paperwork. Hey, were selling this principal.
I guarantee it was. Guarantee it was. You didn't lose it. They still believe they lost 135,000. They still believe that. They still believe it. They're saying it out loud.
Sold $135,000 of our principal to a third-party company and didn't tell us. And so when they did the title search, everything was fine. When escrow did everything they did,
hell yeah, they had that money locked down. You wasn't getting past them.
Nobody knew this was coming.
They did. They knew it. Of course not.
It was minus that $135,000.
You better believe it. Oh yeah, they've been having that on lock for probably the day you bought the house or the day they bought that mortgage loan.
We lost 130, literally 100, over 100. It was like 100.
You didn't lose anything.
That we did not know was out there. No one knew. Escrow, real estate.
Yes, they did. That's why they got it.
No one knew until the last second. Tuesday, we were done.
All the other people don't matter involved in the process. The only people that knew was the people that own that 135,000. Guarantee you that thing's been in place since the day they bought that part of the mortgage or whatever. That's absolutely brilliant. The banks are. Why do you think the banks have so much money? They do people dirty, slaves that don't trust mathematics. All they had to do was trust math, and they would know wherever this money was. They would know exactly where it's at.
When we found out, there's nothing we could do.
Of course not.
I think at one point, literally, I was texting back and forth with Lynn, and there was a moment where I was at work in a meeting, and we were just wrapping up the meeting, and her text to me was literally what just caused me to almost break down in the meeting.
Emotions.
She said, sorry that there's pretty much nothing I can do.
I had called everybody, and no one even knew like what to say.
No.
All of these kind of things.
They don't have to say anything. You're the only one that needed to trust mathematics. You.
Because he was really upset. But I still wasn't freaking out. So when he came home, I said, look, call because we already put a deposit on this RV. I said, call the RV place. We didn't want to finance any part of the RV.
They said, hell no.
But I said, you know what? Just call them and go through the financing. Then we can tomorrow. We'll still get the RV. We'll just have a payment for a while. We can, make double payments or whatever.
No, that's a lie.
Let's just do that. Yeah. Jonathan couldn't call the finance department at the RV place on Tuesday because by the time he got home and they're in Indiana, they were already closed.
But I did call my friend Chad, and if you guys, I'm going to just do a quick plug here. If you guys are looking for an RV, Chad Rothrock from
his friend
in Indiana, he's a buddy of mine. Call him. He's an amazing
Call him. He's a buddy.
guy.
They ain't got nothing to do with nothing in business. Nothing.
The finance guy first thing in the morning on Wednesday morning, and that's what I did. But
so Jonathan calls the finance place takes the day off Wednesday, calls and tells his boss, I'm not coming in on Wednesday. Tells him what happened. His boss totally understands. So he doesn't go to work Wednesday. He calls first thing in the morning here, right when the finance department opens there, and talks to the finance guy and says, look, I just want to finance the rest, da 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 da. So the guy says, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. You don't have missed payments, right? And Jonathan's like, no, I don't have missed payments. And I'm telling him, no, you shouldn't. And because we track that stuff all the time, we've been tracking it like crazy.
No, you don't. Stop saying stuff like that. No, you don't.
He does have late payments from a mortgage company during the refinance.
What's that mean?
Don't pay what we're doing.
It didn't happen?
Roll that into the new payment or whatever.
It's not whatever.
We did. We banked that money because we just.
You didn't bank anything.
If something wasn't approved or whatever, we had banked those documents. But then when they refied the loan, we didn't need to make them. We just kept that in savings. And they reported those as late payments.
Of course they did.
Late payments from when we refinanced the mortgage company. That wasn't supposed to happen. They reported those payments during their process.
Of course they did.
Late payments. Okay. Well, that was 2 years ago. They become less important as time goes on, right? So
Less important.
for those of you on the COVID forbearance, watch your back. I know a lot of them are coming due October 1st.
Watch your back?
6 months, like my sister.
How do you not know that's coming?
Are coming due on October 1st. The whole thing with the government was COVID forbearances.
You think did some people think forbearance is going to be forever? Some people believe forbearance is going to vanish. They tell you that they're going to put it on the back end. They tell you that they're going to make more. Why slaves believe that they're saving money, the money that they're seeing put in, they're not saving it. First of all, they're not saving it. Okay. Number two, that money doesn't even exist. It doesn't even exist. Anything to make you feel comfortable, anything. You'll believe it. Yeah, right. Who else you talk to? The finance guy? Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Hell no. It sure does, because you're fucked. I don't even cuss a lot, but when you guys hear me cuss like that, that's important, because I want you guys to understand the seriousness of that. The way he's saying it, oh man, that's automatic disqualification. That guy right here in this video, he should have been like, wait a minute, what? That's automatic. Why is that automatic? See, that's when he should start looking around. They so focused on getting this RV or getting into another house or whatever, right? Or no, getting into an RV or losing $35,000. What they should be, take their focus off that and start looking around, say, what the hell? Why am I automatically disqualified? Because they know the people that took those needed those. They're never paying that money back ever. They'll never catch up. That's why they needed it in the first place. You think people that took those payments held off for a while, you think they're going to have the money to pay those? No, they're not. They're not.
So when we ran his credit, we had credit monitoring, didn't run his credit, but so we looked at that night Jonathan's credit.
That's also when we discovered the late payments from 2 years ago. Either. So
it's always somebody else's fault. Oh man, they didn't tell us this. We didn't see that.
Jonathan now has late payments on his credit for the mortgage.
Of course.
When we weren't late.
Yeah.
So
you were.
Isn't supposed to affect your credit, isn't supposed to hurt you, isn't supposed to be reported anywhere because it's a government thing, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah.
One of those payments is reported as not even a late payment now. Those are reported on his credit as missed payments, which is worse than a late payment.
Yeah.
Did you pay it? Then that means it's missed. If there's something hit the bank, listen. The banks are not hiding anything. The banks are not hiding anything. Hey, guy, I forgot his name. Hey, man, did you make that payment? No, then that means you missed it.
And we lost $135,000.
Oh, God, stop saying that.
Overnight, literally.
No, not overnight. It never existed.
On Wednesday, we found an apartment, filled out the paperwork, rented the apartment, did the paperwork, and I'm still nervous about that because we're supposed to get the final, we got approved for the apartment and all that. I didn't think that would be a problem, but I'm still nervous that somehow at the last minute they're going to say we can't have this apartment just because of what just happened. It's like PTSD over what just happened to us. So even though we're supposed to move into our new apartment, one bedroom apartment, by the way, to save money.
Whatever.
Towards the RV. We're supposed to move next Sunday. We're supposed to get the keys and sign papers next Sunday, and I'm nervous because
you're only nervous because you're in debt.
Everything was a done deal with the house, and we got screwed.
No, they didn't screw you. You screwed yourself.
Everything has we have been screwed. I don't want to be.
No.
About it, but I'm not going to be rude. But
all you had to do is believe in the mathematics. They didn't screw nobody.
Just everything fell apart this week, and
it was well before this week.
Out there, we didn't really want to talk about this because, first of all, we felt dumb. We never owned a house before. We trusted our mortgage company. They were our mortgage company.
See what they're saying? Oh, we trusted our mortgage company. What trust got to do with it? They got nothing to do with it. Whatever your mortgage company, whatever they're telling you, does it make mathematical sense or not? If it doesn't make mathematical sense, who cares about trust? Do they trust math? You better believe your mortgage company trusts mathematics. Okay, that's the only thing they trust. If you're trusting in them, that's just you. But all you got to do is trust math. You guys will get along great.
Companies like trusting your lawyer. I mean, at least to us, it was like you trust them. They hold your loan. Like you think they have your best interest at heart.
No,
Completely untrue.
What?
Trusting people. We're not.
She's saying everything. We think they got the those are feelings. If you're check this out, if you're listening to this video, if your feelings are involved with your mortgage company, you're messing up. If you walk around talking about, "Ooh, I love my mortgage company," that's a problem. What are you doing loving your mortgage company? They're a mortgage company. Why are you loving them? That doesn't make any sense. What does love got to do with it? Nothing. Ain't got no love. They ain't got no love for you because it's not involved. Of course, it's untrue.
Like we are trusting people. We're not.
I know. You do trust people.
So we had no reason not to trust them. I mean, we thought they had our best interest in mind.
No.
Because they contacted us.
Of course they did. Yes.
They took care of the COVID thing without us even asking.
Of course they did.
We thought they were doing the best thing for us.
No, not for you, for them.
Totally not true.
Of course not.
You out there, if you know anybody or you're on a COVID forbearance
Mm-hmm.
mortgages, please check your credit score.
That's millions of people, by the way.
Check your credit and see if you're getting reported as missed payments
It's
or late payments.
if they haven't checked it by now, it's too late. It's absolutely too late. If they listen to this video and say, "Oh, damn, I better go check my credit," it's already too late. It's already done.
It screws you.
No,
It did to us. So not
they
only
screw themselves.
$5,000, but then we lost the good credit score and the ability to even finance the rest of the RV, which we would have been able to do if it hadn't been for those house payments.
Yeah, if any of you guys have done
Have you noticed? It's always they couldn't do something because of something else. They never pointed at themselves. They never say it was me not trusting mathematics. It was because the bank. It was because the mortgage company. They didn't tell us something. They should have told us what these payments meant. Why? They reached out to us. They told us that we should refinance. We thought they had our best interest. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody but themselves.
Because he has no late nothing.
And if any of you guys have, like, we kind of started this in the beginning, but if any of you guys have had any kind of refis, anything that
Millions of people.
could be, kind of suspicious.
Suspicious.
Do not call your mortgage companies. Make sure you don't have a second mortgage. Make sure you don't have a balloon payment
Or any kind of weird thing, but the hard
or
thing.
anything.
Hey, anything looks suspicious? What suspicion got to do with suspicion? Has nothing to do with math. Have you ever looked at 1 + 1 equaling 2 and you go, "Ooh, that looks suspicious"? Does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. Ooh, that 2, it sure looks suspicious. See how dumb that sounds? That's what it sounds like when he says that, because it's all mathematics.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would find that out, to be honest,
Mm.
because this third-party loan doesn't.
What do those quotes mean?
Didn't show on the title search. Didn't show up.
So what?
It doesn't show up anywhere
So?
until the money went through escrow and closed. And was
Of,
supposed to come
of
to us.
course,
We know nothing about it.
because it wasn't yours.
You would think if you have
Or what?
you sold part of your principal to someone else, that
Right.
would show up on your credit as like a.
Is that what you assume? You're assuming.
Mortgage or something, right?
No, nothing.
Show up
They don't have to.
anywhere, and still doesn't.
Okay, I know it doesn't have to.
Recommend is for those of you guys that coming out of COVID, coming out of not missing payments, not being able to pay your homes and stuff like
Or
that.
on your rents, like if you're make sure if you're doing forbearance on your rents, because I know a lot of people in California haven't been paying rent because they did that rent freeze or whatever. Make sure your landlords aren't reporting your rent
Yeah.
as late, because what can happen then is not only does it affect your credit, but we were talking to the apartment manager or at the apartment that we're going to be moving into, and she's saying that Some apartments are reporting those as missed payments to apartments to a landlord. So if that shows up on your credit and then you go try to rent a different place.
See, this is what the problem is with a lot of slaves. They don't really understand something. When you have a mortgage, you're renting from the bank. Okay. When you're renting an apartment, you actually see the manager or the landlord or whoever. You can see them with your eyes. When you have a mortgage, you don't see the bank, but you're still renting from the bank. That's why when she goes and get her information from the apartment manager and like, hey, people are missing their rent. It doesn't matter. You guys are all renting. You guys are slaves. You guys all rent. It doesn't matter if one's paying rent to the bank or one's paying rent to the landlord. It's all the same. That's why when she goes to this apartment manager, she's getting the exact same information. Hey, everybody here is doing it too, because you guys are all the same.
Because it looks like you screwed another landlord and you won't be able to rent. Yeah. So you guys, like, we just want everyone to know, like, this happened to us. We feel dumb.
There's no way they would turn you down for that. You know why? Because millions of people are doing it. If they turn down everybody with that mark on their credit report, they wouldn't get any business, because you guys forget there are millions of people not paying their rent. And so if all those people got a mark on there to say, hey, we didn't pay rent for these few months, that's millions of people. They wouldn't rent to anybody. All right. But once they see it, they'll know why it's there, because if they'll know what happened. But they have to let some of those people in there. That's not true.
Please don't comment on how stupid we are. We already told them.
They're not stupid. You're just like millions of people.
But we want to warn you guys.
Like we said before, though, the fact is, it's not.
And let me reiterate this. What I'm saying has nothing to do with these guys talking about saying they're dumb or they're stupid for doing this or they should have did that and blah, blah, blah. That has nothing to do. There's trillions in mortgage loan debt. Trillions. That's millions of people doing the exact same thing they are. Okay. They are just bold enough to get on camera and tell you. Okay. Why all the other slaves say, oh my God, that's me. That's me. We know it's you. We see you. We know you're there. You're not hiding from anybody. Okay.
Not just us. Now they're talking to the title company and other people.
And our neighbor who's a financial.
This is happening, guys.
They're talking to your neighbor.
The title company told us after talking to them, and they did everything they could to try to help us.
They were really great.
They were even going to try to like give us that money and then have us deal with a third-party company on our own.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. That is not true.
They said people are getting screwed. Yeah.
Their
words. People are getting screwed. We're seeing this more and more as people are selling their houses coming out of COVID for variances, things like that. So guys, please watch out for yourselves. Please check your credit scores, check your credit history. Not just look on a credit monitoring system, but actually you can get a free copy of your credit report once a year from Equifax and TransUnion.
Your credit score ain't got nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Because that's more detailed than a Credit Karma or whatever. It shows all the details and
verify everything on there, especially when it comes to anything that has to do with the house or a mortgage or anything like that. Check all that, because if you go to sell your house, it's not even to say sell your house. Let's say you guys bought your house, you're gonna rent it, whatever. 30 years down the road, you're about
30 years.
Guess what?
You see the way he just blurted out there like it wasn't nothing. Hey man, say 30 years from now you sell your 30 years. Slaves really believe. Listen, they really believe it takes 30 years to pay off one house. 30 years in their lifetime. This is what they don't real. This is what slaves don't even realize what they're saying, right? Say a house, they say the house they bought was $300,000 and they got a 30-year loan. What they're saying to themselves, I don't believe I'll make $300,000 in 30 years. I don't believe in myself enough. I don't believe. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, yeah, I got to figure that out. I don't know how to make that. I'll figure that out though. But I don't believe I'll make $300,000 in 30 years. That's just unbelievable to me. Oops, escape. Let me see.
What? It might not be. You might have this other $100 and some odd thousand. For us, if we had gotten all the way to pay off our mortgage, at the end of our mortgage, that $135,000 would have been due, and we would have had now a new mortgage
If we
to start paying.
if we hadn't been able to sell our house for so much more than what we owed, we'd somehow owe this money
We
and
could
not
have been negative.
and not own a house.
See, now I just heard the positive thing he just said. If that house didn't go up, when they sold it, they would be in the negative. So this is what they don't understand. They're so focused on that $135,000, right? They don't realize that they are free now. They're up from under this house that they thought was theirs. They're free. They don't realize they're free to do whatever they want to do. They can make all this money and save and save and save. They don't even realize the position they're in. This is all they got to do. All they got to do is just talk to your friend. Do you got a mortgage? 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 Are you upside down in your house? Are you upside down in your house? Are you still paying on student loans? Yeah. They don't realize we're not part of that nonsense, but they're so immersed in it. They don't really understand that they're free now. They don't even have to pay.
I mean, if we had known this going in, we would not have sold our house.
No.
Like, we wouldn't have until we figured that out and then got that taken care of, and then we would have sold the house. Yeah. So there's nothing we can do now. Escrow is closed. We are officially renting this house for $100 a day, which is a lot of money.
Until we can get out of here.
Until we can get out. Luckily, we were able to find that apartment. We got approved with the dogs and everything. We're supposed to move in next Sunday, but like I said, like after everything that's happened, I'm waiting for somehow, like, we were nagging the poor apartment manager. She's probably tired of us and we haven't even moved in yet. We're like, are you sure? Like, do we need to sign anything out?
What they don't understand is that there are other people just like them hounding the apartment manager. Because why? Millions of people are getting kicked out of their house. Millions.
How much money do you need? Like, how do you need it? Like, can we bring it tomorrow? Like, blah, blah, blah. We just wanted, like...
We just wanted to make sure
because after what happened, we don't trust anything. And we're worried, you know, like literally we were going to be homeless. And the mortgage company felt for us. We're like, you guys don't seem to understand. What you guys just did is you made us homeless. Because now the house, basically our RV, which was our house we were going to buy, we cannot buy or finance because of you. And they
can't buy or finance because of them. They steady blaming. Slaves always do that, man. They steady they think it's always something outside of themselves. They always think that. They just, we can't do this because of that. We can't do this because of the taxes, because the mortgage company screwed me. The credit card company did this to me. They did that to me. They never stop and just look in the mirror and say, maybe it's just me. It's just you. You don't trust mathematics. They're not doing anything, but they're doing business, nothing but business. They're not your friends. Slaves really believe that just because they've been dealing with a bank for 20 years, 30 years, whatever, they think now the bank is their friend. It doesn't make any sense.
They're literally homeless. Yeah. So now what?
Yeah.
Now what are we going to do?
So now...
And their answer was...
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. Like, you know, that's just the way it is. Yeah. Like we said, we wanted to do this video. It's kind of embarrassing. We got to a point this week where...
And see, now I get why they believe this video was embarrassing. But if they take their focus off of what they're seeing, believing they lost money, it's not embarrassing. It's an eye opener but they just don't realize they are free. Now, I really hope these two see this video. I want them to see that they're free. And if this is you and you guys watch this video, I want you to go see that you have no mortgage. Ask how many of your friends have a mortgage that they're upside down in. You don't have it. You're free. You're renting an apartment, but you're free. But they can't see it right now. They just can't see it.
Family knew what happened, but then, you know, more family finds out, things like that. And we just got to a point where neither one of us wanted to talk about it anymore. We felt and I still feel deceived, taken advantage of.
Too many feelings.
You can say it 100 different ways.
Now she's going to talk to us about her feelings toward the bank. She's going to talk to us about her feelings towards how she felt about what happens. None of that has anything to do with nothing.
And it just got to a point where we didn't even want to talk about it anymore. Even my own sister, I had called her to tell her what happened. I called my daughter Ashlyn told her what was going on. But
what she doesn't realize, everybody they're calling is in the exact same position as them. That's why they're calling them. They just want to hear to see what they've done. They just want to listen. They're not going to say, hey, girl, we're in the same situation as you. They're just listening to see what they did to, maybe they did something to get out of this mess that they're in. They're not going to tell them. That's why they're calling them. That's the real reason why they're calling them.
Then, more people find out, and then people are texting you and they want to talk to you.
Of course.
So all of you guys that have texted us, all of you that have messaged us, thank you so much for your thoughts and prayers. We really do appreciate it. It's been a really hard week.
And for those of you that we didn't get back to, we apologize for not getting back to you. Hopefully you guys understand. Hopefully you guys will see this video.
We're slowly getting back to people now that it's not as raw as it was at the beginning of the week when all of this happened. Yeah. But it's
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not even gonna hide it. On Tuesday from the point that I got home and part of the day on Wednesday, both of us had all of the emotions going through us.
See the way they say it? They act like it's just them. There are millions of people just like them, but they're just not expressing it on a video. That's it. There's millions. That's why they're calling them and texting them. They don't really understand why those people, you think they believe that people are just saying, hey, you guys are okay. What do you guys do? No, they're trying to say, hey, what happened? What'd you do? What happened? Okay. You did what? Oh, okay. And then they're telling their spouse or whatever, hey, they did this. They're not going to tell them though.
I was in tears because I realized, that our dream of having our RV
we did everything right in the last year to plan for exactly what we wanted to do.
They still believe they did everything right. They still believe it. See how powerful that is? They still believe they did everything right, and everybody around them did them wrong.
And we got screwed. So that's the story of our how we lost $135,000 and our dream RV overnight.
They're ending the video, letting you know again that they believe they lost some money. They really believe it. They got screwed. The bank screwed them. So what they're saying is the bank just took their money and they can't. There's no legal recourse. Did they do that? If they took their money, that's illegal. That's called stealing. Oh, they just took my money and did okay. If they took it, that's called stealing. You go get a lawyer and say, hey, the bank illegally took my money. They can't do that because it's legal what they did. And if it's legal what they did, that means they didn't know. That's why you listen to, oh, they took. What do you mean? That's robbery if they did that.
For those of you out there planning this kind of thing, or like Jonathan said, if you own a house or you're renting or anything like that, please check your credit. Please check your extended credit reports. Make sure that there's no late payments or missed payments on there that shouldn't be, especially for mortgages or rents. Watch out for yourself. Don't get surprised like we were. Don't get, the last minute.
See, do you see the words she's using? Hey, don't get surprised. Don't do that. What do you mean? Math doesn't surprise anybody. This equals that. This plus this equals that. That's not a surprise. You just put that in the calculator and you go, oh, okay. It's not. I'm not surprised that 1 + 1 = 2. That doesn't surprise me. Hey, 5 + 5 = 10. Whoa! Oh my God, no, that's just 10. What do you mean?
Because we could have, if we had found out about this the week before, we could have pulled out of the sale of the house.
We might have lost a little bit of money, like a deposit or something.
Oh God.
Because we weren't the ones putting the deposit. We had the right to pull out until the last minute of the sale of our house, and honestly,
we might have.
We probably would have if we'd known this was going to happen, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And now the journey is taking a new direction. So like we said, we are going from 1,600 square feet in this townhouse to a 700 square feet, 1-bedroom apartment. We're doing that intentionally so that
we're going from this size down to this size, and we're doing it intentionally. That's your only choice. See how it's everybody else's fault. Plus they have choices still. You had a choice to go get a 3-bedroom big house? No, you only can get a 1-bedroom. If people learn to just accept what is, all they got to do is just look at the math, and then they would know. They would know right away what they could. That's the only thing you can get. They just told you earlier, oh, we was bugging the manager. We was trying to get a hold of them. But yeah, they know you want it. Trust me.
Because 2 reasons. One, we gave everything away.
Yeah.
So we really don't have furniture for anything bigger than that anyway, because we really, like, sold or gave all of our furniture away. So that's the other problem that we have is
living in debt and giving away their furniture. Slaves don't even know they're in debt. They have no money at all, and they're giving away stuff. Don't even know it. It's unbelievable, but they don't know that. All they got to do is just add up their like this. This is all the slave has to do. Add up their savings, add up their debt, yes, including mortgage, student loans, collections, the things you don't want to pay, all of it counts. And then go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Savings minus debt equals your true net worth. Now, when you see your true net worth is in the negative, you're not going to be giving away anything. That's money. I don't care if it was $5. It's money.
gave away and sold everything we thought we didn't need and some of the things we now need. So that hurts too, because now we've had to buy some new things, which we didn't plan on having to do. We got free nightstands, or not nightstands. We had given away our end tables from our couch. And on the same site that we gave ours away, somebody else was giving some away. And so we got free end tables that we just repainted and, or Jonathan actually did all the work, repainted and refurbished. So we got, now we have end tables for the living room, but we don't have like a dining room.
They want us to hear their story of what happened. This is what you guys got to understand something, okay? What they're telling us about their furniture and stuff is irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything, right? The reason why they're saying it is because they're trying to, without knowing, they don't know they're doing this, right? What they're trying to do is invoke some feelings as if they had to reduce their life because of the mortgage company didn't tell them something. That the bank should have told them this. The payments, when they held their payments back, they should have told them that it's always something. So since they should have told us something, now we have to reduce our life down to a single bedroom. We had to get some free nightstands. Why are you telling us that? That doesn't make it to the bank. That's what the bank would say.
Empty. We gave away all of our dining room chairs. We gave away all these things, and we don't have it anymore.
But it's okay because
so we are living in a 700 square foot apartment, and it is what it is. We're trying to look at the bright side. We're looking at it like it's an opportunity to live smaller than we've been living.
They don't even know the biggest bright light is shining like from the sun and the sky is beaming right in their face. You know why they can't see it? They're focused on that $135,000 that doesn't exist. They don't even realize they're free, because I guarantee you this. I guarantee you they had a subprime mortgage. Guaranteed they had a subprime mortgage. They are coming out owing no money on it. They are free and they don't even see it. They're so stuck on thinking they lost something when they gained something 50 times bigger than that money that they believe they lost. This is worth way more than that, but they can't even see it. They're free. They want to get back. They think they lost the house. They think the only way to get a house is with a mortgage. None of that is true.
We're going to save some money.
Save money. And kind of our next step, Sunday we start moving into the apartment. We have 5 days to move into the apartment, thank God, because it's been over 100 degrees here and it's just horrendous to even be outside for a minute.
Yeah.
On the upside, we don't have that much furniture to move. We don't even need to rent a truck or anything, because the biggest thing we have to move is our bed, which is a king size mattress and bed frame.
Downside is, upside is, we had to get a new refrigerator for the apartment.
Yeah,
it's a
because part of
tiny little apartment size refrigerator.
Well, part of the sale of this house was that we leave our refrigerator here, and because it's in the kitchen, and that was part of the sale, and so we had to buy a new refrigerator. So we found one on sale.
See all the things they're saying? Oh, woe was me. Feel bad. We had to do this. Why? Because of the mortgage company? They didn't tell you something? Because they should have told you. That's why we had to do. That's why we got to get this and buy a bigger. We got to buy all this stuff. That's because of yourself, not because of them. But they want to keep telling you guys these stories to make you to add feelings to the video when it was their own fault, all because they didn't trust math. All they had to do this. I guarantee you. This is all the slave has to do. Okay, when you go to the bank and they offer you a subprime mortgage like an FHA mortgage, you got to ask yourself. This is what you're supposed to ask the bank. Hey, bank. Is that the best mortgage you have here? Is that the best mortgage you have to offer here? The bank is going to say, no, we got a better one than that, way better than that. And then you got to say, well, how come I can't have that one, bank? And then the bank's going to tell you why. And then you got to ask, well, bank, why did you offer me that mortgage? Well, you know why? Because they knew you would take it. You have no money. Subprime mortgages are for slaves. Because only a slave would legally tie themselves to a subprime mortgage, let alone a regular mortgage. Okay, you're an automatic slave if you have a mortgage, regardless if it's the best one on earth. You're still a slave, right? But if you have a subprime mortgage, you have no idea what kind of slave you are. Those subprime mortgages are designed for slaves. Slaves, aka meaning people that don't trust mathematics. That's what a slave is. A slave don't trust math, right? Those are designed for you.
Yesterday I ordered it, and it's nothing great. It's like kind of like the size we're going to end up with. Like it's the residential fridge, but it's kind of like the size we're going to end up with in the RV anyway. But we didn't want to spend $1,200 on a new fridge that we're only gonna, we signed a 7-month lease on this apartment.
$1,200 on a new fridge. Now let me tell you something. I guarantee you, when they talk like that, they're not paying cash for that fridge. They're going to pull out the credit card to pay for that fridge. $1,200 on a new fridge. Mm-mm.
Which is, I know it seems weird, but they had 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the price changed.
Yeah, the best deal was on 7 months, actually.
Which is really weird. So we have a 7-month lease with the apartment. Really weird. So we didn't want to spend $1,200 on a fridge that, if things work out the way we hope they will, we'll only be there 7 months, and then we can finance the rest of the RV. But yeah, so I hope you guys understand this video. I feel like we're all over the place right now. We've been this way all week. It's been tough.
I do want to say a couple of thank yous. I already mentioned one. Chad Rothrock from Total Value RV. Again, if you guys are looking for an RV, honestly, one of the coolest dudes, the most honest salesman.
Yeah, go buy an RV in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. I promise you're going to get the most awesome deal that you will never, ever see in the history of RVs right now. Right now, if you're gonna get an RV in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, I guarantee you the deals will blow your mind. There's a reason why they'll blow your mind, because they'll never happen again, ever. I promise you.
Straightforward, told me everything, and super willing to try and help us out. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Is giving back our deposit.
And yeah, huge. They're giving back our deposit. Secondly, Frank Gabedetza of Remax Realty here in Southern California. If you're looking to sell your house, you want to buy a house, Frank has been our realtor. He's been our friend for a long time.
He sold us this house.
Yeah.
Like he represented us when we bought. He represented us when we bought this house. And then he represented us when we sold this house. And he even called yesterday?
Yeah, he went above and beyond and called title, called escrow, called everybody.
Yeah.
And actually got us some of the information that we were using, for this video, like to kind of explain more about what happened.
People get their feelings too involved in shit. They really do. Oh, this person's great. And this, what makes them great? What, because they sold you the house? Or what do you, what? That's business. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. Plus, what slaves don't really understand, you don't know who's selling you this house. You don't know the person's financial situation dictates how they're going to sell you that house. Do they need to hurry up and pay their rent? They're going to do anything to sell you that house fast because they're going to lose something. So hey, I'm going to lose my car. I'm going to get kicked out. So I guarantee you the seller of that house is very different from a person that doesn't need money. Guaranteed. I guarantee you, but slaves don't really understand how to see the difference between somebody selling you a house with no debt compared to a realtor trying to sell you a house when they got tons of their own debt and they're just trying to survive. It's very different. I promise you.
Happened, but even he said, he didn't really.
He even called to say, like, I can't believe this. I'm so sorry, guys. So yeah, if you need
any real estate help in the Southern California area, Frank Abadessa will put all their social medias and Instagram.
Here he is plugging everybody when he should be, him and his wife should be plugging themselves right now. All I got to do is believe in mathematics. Just plug yourself by getting the business of you in order. Get your business of you. Again, they don't know that they're free. That's the hard part. You can't walk up to these two and say, hey, guess what? Millions of people have mortgages and you guys don't. You're free. There's go up to them and say, hey man, there's trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt yet, right? Yeah. That's millions of people, right? Yeah. You're not part of any of that nonsense. You're free. They still won't hear you. They'll be like, what are you talking about? We're working hard. We're trying to get back into financing this RV. We're trying to get back into debt. They're already planning to get back into debt. Oh, then we'll have that money by the time we save up and then we'll finance it then. We're just looking to get back in debt. They don't even realize that they're free.
And whatever emails in the comments below. But yeah, those two people have been a huge help to all the people from University Escrow and the title company, everybody that if you guys ever get a chance to see this, thank you for trying to help us. We appreciate you.
To our mortgage company, we're not going to, like we said, we're not going to say your name here because then, that's going to be a thing and they're going to want to come after us or whatever.
Well, what are you going to say to them?
We're going to be coming after you. We already have appointments set up with lawyers, so we will be coming after you if you guys are wondering.
This is crazy. Okay, look, you see what they're doing? You threatening the bank? You're gonna lose. And check this out. In reality, listen, no, they're not. They're not coming after anybody. They're broke. Lawyers cost money. And then once a real lawyer hears the case, he's going to say, okay, hey, let's sit down and talk. Okay, what do you want to do? Hey, yeah, we refinanced this house and the bank didn't tell us this and that and blah, 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 blah. They're going to say, well, did you read all the paperwork before you signed it? They're going to be like, well, no, we were sitting right in front of them. And they said, here, sign this paperwork. And we just signed it right there in front of them. You didn't read it? No. What am I going to take your case for? I guarantee you, they're going to have it in that paperwork that this company, whatever, gets their $135,000 and they signed it. I promise you, a lawyer's not going to take your case because there is no case. And they're saying this on camera like, hey, yeah, bank, we ain't done with you. The bank is going, what? What do you mean done? We're done with you? You're going to come with your one lawyer? We got like 50. We have billions of dollars, billions. 135,000. That's their ashtray money. That's nothing. That's nothing. Right? But you ain't getting it. That money been gone the day you and your husband signed those papers. What?
Of predatory loan. And for those of you guys that know what a predatory loan is, we really feel that we were taken.
We got taken advantage of, and we don't want this to happen to anybody else.
Slaves have no idea how they sound. Slaves have no idea how they sound. They don't even know, oh, we were taken advantage of. That's predatory lending. No, it's not. No, it's not. All you got to do is do the math. Okay, all right, bank says, hey, the house is 200,000. They can say, okay, here you go. Here's some mortgage. You're gonna pay it off in 30 years. All you got to do is punch the numbers in. Okay, how much the house gonna cost after? Okay, what type of mortgage do I have? Okay, what's the percentage rate? Okay, all right. And then you're gonna look at 30 years. You're gonna be like, damn, that's gonna be like triple. Yeah, that's not a good deal. Or you can just slaves can just do this. All you got to do is this: add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for a house. If that's in a negative, you have no money. That's where it stops. If you decide to go past that, if you decide not to believe in mathematics, the bank has a solution for you. Mortgages are for people that just will absolutely refuse to accept that they can't afford a house. So the bank has a solution. Here you go. You can own a house with this.
And the last person I want to say thank you to is my dad. Because my dad has had all of the emotions with us too. My dad took extra days off from work.
Why?
To go with me. And he ended up having to give up those days. And because he had already gotten paid out for them. He made it sound like he was okay with it, but I do feel bad that he ended up having to take those extra days off when I know that he could have used those for a better vacation or something like that. So I really want to thank him for being.
Slaves can't even take a day off without thinking about the money loss. They're like, if they take a day, it's like this. If they take a day to themselves for themselves, they still think about, oh my God, I'm gonna lose the money. What about you? Won't you enjoy the day for you? Won't you? All they got to do is stop and think, well, let me just enjoy this whole day for me. It's worth every penny. But when you're in debt, all you do is think about the work. Oh man, if I take this day off, I lose a vacation day. I don't make some money. I don't get the 8 hours pay. It's always about the money. Always. People that talk like that, they don't know that they're telling the world that they're in debt. That's what they're saying. They don't know they're telling the world that, oh man, I had to take these 2 days off to do what? I had to do something for myself. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with actually doing something for yourself? That means it's worth everything, right? But slaves don't look at it like that.
Willing to go with me, and then when it didn't work out, for still supporting.
And my sister, for listening, and I know you're as bummed as we are. I know you're kind of happy we're staying for now, but thanks for listening. Thanks for being there. I love you.
Yeah.
And just all of our family, thank you.
And they really believe, listen, they really believe they're going to get that RV in 6-7 months. They really, this is what they believe. They believe they're going to still pay all their bills, buy all new stuff for the apartment, and still get the RV. They still, the mental mind state of slaves, they don't really get it. You believe that? Really? They're gonna look at your credit report again and see your payments were gone. Yeah, I know the house is sold. Yeah, but according to your credit report, you still missed the payments. Oh yeah, then they're gonna tell them, hey, you got to build your credit back up. You got to get a secured credit card. You got to get a high interest loan to show that you're able to build. They just run them through the whole thing again and start them all over again. And while slaves go and they'll follow the rules. Hey, let me get a secure credit card. Yeah, I'll pay all the high loans. It doesn't matter. It's helping me build my credit. I keep doing it. It's going to get lower and lower interest rate. That's exactly what they want them to do. They just keep following the whole same pattern until they get themselves in trouble again. While the whole time they're trying to work their credit score back up. Ooh, I got to keep getting these loans. I got to keep making payments. I'm getting a lower interest rate. All that credit score is going up. Slaves have no idea you must be in debt to have a high credit score. You must be in debt.
Thank you for the support. Ashlyn, if you're watching this, I miss you. Come back with me soon. And I guess that's about it. Just watch your backs, guys. We don't want this to happen anymore.
There you go.
Whether you're looking.
There they go again. Watch your back. What do you mean watch your back? What are you talking about? Watch your back on mathematics? That doesn't make any sense. I hope you guys, when you guys are paying attention to this, I hope you guys are paying attention to this mathematically. Millions of people, even you watching this, I bet you the majority of people that finally see this video, guarantee you're going to be in the exact same situation. You are in the exact same situation as them.
To do the RV thing like we were or not, we just don't want this to happen to somebody else. And our journey continues in a new direction. We're gonna, like we said, move into an apartment for 7 months, make the most of it. And if you know anybody, if you're in our area and you know anybody giving away free furniture, let us know, because we now, after we gave away so much of our stuff, and
they keep reiterating those feelings. Oh, look, we lost everything. Hey, we can't even listen. We need free furniture. That means they have no money, but yet they still believe they're going to get an RV in a few months. No, they're not. They have no money.
To other people, now we need stuff. So if you know anybody that is getting rid of some stuff, let us know, and it might be something that we need.
I don't think we need too much furniture.
I even gave away or sold all of our picture frames because we weren't going to take glass picture frames into the RV, so now I have all these family photos that were up in the house that I can't put back up without buying new frames, and I'm not going to spend all that money on new picture frames. But just things like that we didn't think were going to be a thing, And then yesterday we packed up everything behind us. You see is going to the apartment. Originally, there was a different stack behind us, and that was a stack of things that were going into the RV. So in the last 2 days, we've packaged up everything we had to go in, specifically to go into the RV, gizmos and gadgets and things specifically for the RV. We've boxed them up. They are now in storage waiting for
the RV.
Someday, the RV. In the meantime, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. Watch your backs. Share this video if you think it can help somebody else. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and you can see us on our new journey as we work through all of this mess and still work towards our RV dream. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, so we're okay. We're going to get through it. It is what it is. Things happen for a reason, and we're going to get through it. So, like we said, thank you. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Wash your hands. Check your credit.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Everything we're about to do is real.
Woo!
This isn't.
It's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault. Excuse me. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to get this thing straight. It's everybody else's fault. And I'm not just picking on them. I want you to understand this is millions of people that think the exact same way. Oh, the bank screwed us. Oh, we're going to get a lawyer. No, you're not. No, you're not. You can't afford a lawyer. You're not getting a lawyer. That's not true. Stop saying that. The bank, even the bank knows you're not getting a lawyer. Why? Because you took pay. You had to pause your payments, your mortgage payment. You can't pay your mortgage. You think you're going to get a lawyer. You can't even pay your mortgage. You think you're going to get a lawyer. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not doing any of that. You know what? The thing that helps me take out, it's funny how people don't like being called a slave, right? Even though all slaves know the borrower is slave to the lender. Everybody knows that statement. I didn't make it up. If you borrow money from the bank, you're the lender, aka the slave. I mean, not the lender, but you're the slave. The bank is the lender. You're the slave. See what I'm saying? It's not. Am I saying something wrong, or it's crazy? It's everybody else's fault, right, Joseph? Yeah, everybody else's fault. They just keep blaming and blaming and blaming. And then one day, hopefully, but you guys got to understand something here too. There are millions of people that are going to die never knowing what I'm telling you guys right now. There are millions of people There are millions of people that are going to die not trusting their own math. They don't realize all they had to do was trust math and they'll be free. That's it. There's no secret. You don't have to be a multimillionaire to be financially free. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. The future doesn't exist. If you own a mortgage like these people and you believe the equity is you have a mortgage and you believe the equity is you own the equity in a house that you don't own, that equity you're seeing is an illusion. You saw the house go up in price over the 10 years or however long you lived there. It's not yours, it's the bank's. You don't own the house. You get a first and second mortgage on your house and you refinance it. You got two mortgages on one house and you still believe it's your house. That's an illusion. Put it this way. If you have a subprime mortgage and you got a first and a second on it, and you're calling yourself a homeowner, or you believe you own the equity in the house, you don't. You don't own anything. You're a renter. The house going up in value is not going up in value for you. It's going up in value for the bank. There can be that house can be an asset only to one party, not two. It's an asset for the bank, not you. Now, I want to say it's easy to say the banks do you guys so dirty. I mean, saying the banks do you dirty, it would imply that they're cheating you, okay? And that's not the case. It would be implied that they're somehow cheating you. No, they're doing you dirty because they know you guys don't trust mathematics. So they just do you guys dirty. They know you don't trust 1 + 1 = 2. You just don't trust it. That's the kind they do it. I can't even say legally because it has nothing to do with the law, except for the laws of mathematics. Now, if you break the law that you can go to jail, right? But if you break the laws of mathematics, you put yourself in jail, financial jail. You're putting yourself in prison, financial prison, when you break the laws of mathematics. You think everybody's ripping you off? The bank did you bad. They sold part of our principal to this. If you didn't have a mortgage, listen, people. If you didn't have a mortgage, there would be nothing there for the bank to sell because it wouldn't exist. They couldn't sell the principal in your house because you owned it. The bank's name will it won't even be anywhere near your house. Do you get it? The bank wouldn't exist in your life. If you had a paid off house, guess what? You never have rent or mortgage again for the rest of your entire life. You'll never have rent or mortgage for the rest of your life. While millions, all your friends and family around you are paying rent, they're fighting over rent versus mortgage. Slaves do all that. Don't fall for that slave stuff. That's slave-splaining, okay? When they fight, hey, man, stop throwing away money on rent and blah-giddy-blah while they have a mortgage. They just don't realize they're renting from the bank. Who cares what a slave thinks? Pay your house off. You won't be like all those millions of people paying rent and mortgage, fighting over which one's better. They're just no different than buying versus leasing a car. Slaves fight over some of the stupidest nonsense. They don't even know they're doing it. They don't know they're slave-splaining. They don't even know what they're doing. Oh, man, you lease. It's better and this and that. And oh, no, man, I buy. Buy means finance the slaves. Oh, I bought that, man. I didn't lease it. What do you mean by buy? Oh, man, I got a great deal on. Oh, you financed it. Okay. All right. Because buy only means one thing. You walk on and pay cash. That's called buy. When you walk in the store and buy a candy bar, you bought it with cash. You say, here's the money for the candy bar. That's when you know you bought the candy bar. But if you walk on and finance a car for 84 months, you didn't buy anything. You financed it. Right. It's my fault. Andre says he married her after he bought the home. The sweating is because she's lying and manipulating him into the refinance and a loan modification. His dad had to bail him out because he was upside down. Yeah, I believe they were upside down too. I believe they got a bailout. There was, because by the way they talk, there's no way they was an upside down in that house. I could just tell by the way they're talking. What's up, Humboldt Homestead? What's going on? Scratching his neck and turning away means it's getting divorced. He was scratching his neck though. He was. You can tell by the way men look at, you're like, hey, yeah, I did. And it's kind of, you could just see it in his demeanor. There was a lot of stuff not being said there. You could just see it for sure. Yeah, pretty much. I agree. You can tell. You can just tell. You can tell. He married her after he bought the home. So, okay, gotcha. Anyway, if you guys got any questions about the video, maybe you saw something that I missed, that I didn't talk about it or whatever, you guys can jump on and ask me. If you're in the background and maybe you got a question of me about it, maybe you think I'm being too harsh on him, and he's facing away from her the whole time. Not a good sign. Exactly. That's that. You got to realize they don't know that they're doing that, right? I mean, through the whole video, just blaming. It had to be somebody. It had to be the bank didn't tell them. The title company couldn't do anything. No, none of those people could do anything about it. Why? Because they had nothing to do with them. Nothing. If there's no money, they don't do anything. They're not included. Oh, we didn't know. The bank didn't have to call them and say, hey, yeah, we don't tell you about. They don't have to tell them about the deals that the banks do. It's their money. They can do whatever they want to do. If you're getting a mortgage, you're agreeing to the terms of the bank. The bank, who makes up the terms? The bank. If you're borrowing their money, you're going to follow their rules, period. I don't see what's so surprising about that. I don't really get it. If you're financing a house for 30 years, you guys can't even count how many times those mortgages are changed and sold and bought and sold and this and that. You have no idea what you're going to do about it. What? Hey, don't do that. Hey, you can't sell my mortgage. What do you mean you can't? You don't even own it. What are you talking about? You have no say so. Your job is to maintain their house. That's your job. Anything that breaks in their house, you fix it. Make sure you get insurance on their house. That roof goes bad, you fix it. The sink goes bad, you better fix it. Storm comes through, house tears up, you better have insurance. Nodding without speaking is a tactic. Approval. Tacit. Did I say that right? Tacit. Tacit approval. Biting his lip when she is lying. Oh, I didn't even notice all that. Cosmic says the next round of defaults are not going to be like 2008, though. Banks are just going to sell the defaults to bulk buyers and let them kick them out. I'm not even saying what the bank is going to do, what kind of moves they're going to do to mitigate their losses. I mean, I'm sure they can do a million things. All I'm saying is that it's just coming. That's all I'm saying. Cosmo says they're not going to want to take the PR hit again. Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense. Twice and within 11 years. Charles 2003 says, with the money changing like that, wouldn't this be their phantom income? The banks, yes. The banks, for sure. Righteous Media Group says, if anyone is interested in an RV, look into the RV storage auctions. Oh, wow. Crazy. Andre says, you're right, Cosmos. That is why there is a real estate mogul for president. Oh, real estate mogul for president. Yep. I was going across my Facebook, right? And people are upset that President Trump, he pays barely any money in taxes, right? They're all, oh my God, I can't believe that. That bothers me. But instead of just saying, wait a minute, okay, how is he doing that? Because they got to think. You think tax evasion is illegal. Okay, you can't do tax evasion. So see, slaves don't think like this. Wait a minute. The president couldn't say that if he was not paying his taxes like you guys are. Okay, that's called tax evasion. So if he was doing tax evasion, he wouldn't come on TV and say, hey, everybody, I'm not paying taxes. It just doesn't know. Okay, you got to start thinking, okay, then he must be paying taxes different than you. Yes, you can't see it because you're in debt. You cannot not pay taxes while you're in debt. That's 100% mathematically impossible. Okay, you can't do it. You can't save money on taxes while you're in debt. That's impossible. Okay, that's why you can't see what the president is doing. You can't see it. You're in debt. Oh my God! This is if I was standing next to a person that said, "Hey man, did you hear the president? He's only paying $750 in taxes." You know what I would ask that person? I would say, "Do you got your student loans?" Yeah, don't worry about what the president's doing then. Hey man, the president, that's crazy. He made all this money. He made all these multi-billions of dollars and blah blah blah. I'll be like, is that a finance cell phone in your hand? Yeah. Don't worry about what the president's doing. Okay, don't worry about that. You worry about your finance cell phone. ASPS out of Liechtenstein is going to spread the evictions, spearhead the eviction. Oh, that must, okay, dude, ASP is out. It's going to spearhead the evictions. Josh 2003 says, me and my mom was having a discussion about Trump taxes. She was pissed. There they go. People adding their feelings again. Pissed, even though she used to do this for my dad 30 years ago. Trump gave me more motivation to be an independent businessman. Exactly. See, people in debt, slaves, they hear what they want to hear. Oh my God, this and that. People that understand money, they're like, shit, how in the hell did he do that? What did he do? I mean, him being president, I promise you, that gives him advantages to the tax system. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't, hey, that's not unfair, this and that. It doesn't matter. He's the president, okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about ever trying to find out how he's doing it because you never will, okay? Don't even, especially if you're in debt, don't worry about how the president is saving taxes, okay? Don't. That's no concern with you. If you refinanced your house multiple times, you took out equity and bought a boat and whatever, don't worry about how the president is saving money on taxes. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Don't even try to understand it. I don't know how to explain it to you. You got a finance cell phone in your hand. You got 20-year-old student loans. I can't explain it to you. And somebody will get offended. I'll say, okay, explain to me why you got 20-year-old student loans. Explain it. 20 years. What was your original student loan? Oh, it's $50,000. Oh, now it's $80,000. You haven't made $80,000 in 20 years. What? What's up, NC? What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I had to speak because you brought up Trump with the $750. Man, that was beautiful. I was so happy to know that I could do something like that. That just brought a tear to my eye. I was like, wow, it's like somebody's doing this out here. I couldn't believe it. But people probably forget that he probably wrote this off. I mean, in a way, because he actually decided to not take the money for presidency. So he actually denied the money. Now, people don't understand maybe why he denied it, but I'm pretty sure he wrote that off. Like, oh, well, I'm just going to use it as a write-off instead of, because I'm supposed to receive that money, but I'm not going to take the money. I'm going to let them have that money and instead, write it off. So that money that he was supposed to get as president for the 4 years he's been in office, he has not received one time. So I think people should actually consider those kind of things. That's just one of many things I'm sure he's doing. But it's just funny that I just found that like wow. I mean, that's amazing that somebody was able to do. A lot of guys
when I heard that, man, I was like, wow, man, I can't wait to get to that level.
Right. I mean, a lot of people were so mad. They were like, he's a crook. He's stealing money. He's like, you paid more taxes than he did. I was like, yeah, I did. I want to know how he did it though.
Exactly.
I want to know how he did it. He's like, he's a crook. I'm like, I don't think it's got anything to do with him being a crook.
It's like, next time somebody say that to you and see you go, hey man, tax evasion is illegal, right? Yeah. Why would he say it on TV? Why would he say, hey IRS, I'm not paying you guys anything? Why would he say that on TV?
Well, he had already said before. He said the reason why I don't pay taxes is because I'm smart.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Man, whether knowledge is a form of intelligence. If you know something that somebody else don't know,
hell yeah, that's true.
That's the game. That's the game. Knowing something. And he said that, hey, look, I know the tax laws.
Exactly. Even if, I heard him. I was listening to him. He said, man, I know how to use the tax laws. Exactly. He's telling everybody the secret. Hey, understand the tax laws, and then you could do it too. That's what he said. But slaves don't hear that.
Yeah, I heard it. I was like, wow. I was like, he talking about understands. Now, I mean, granted, like you said, he's probably privileged to a lot of information. He also has lawyers out the behind. He has many ways to get out of
this. This was so crazy. And see, you don't even have to have a whole bunch of people. All you got to do is find a debt-free tax person, and they'll know exactly what to do.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's what he did. He went and found the guy that's not somebody that's not going to put him in debt and not going to put him in risk, and he went and used them.
Exactly. Because we find a tax person now, the person's got to be debt free, and so they are. If they're debt free, they know better not to break the rules. They know better. You better not break any rule, else you're fired.
I found these two people that you had on here today. I actually looked up a few videos, but I don't think they're as long as this one. These guys were definitely in a lot of trouble. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like they don't even see that that because even though they feel like even though you saw that they were free of a lot of things, mm-hmm. I am almost guaranteeing that they will be in the same boat that they were in before.
They will.
If not worse.
Well, they're already talking about it. They're already talking about getting back in debt for the RV. They're already talking about it.
Yeah, I don't think they're buying that RV. I mean, they couldn't get a house, or they can't finance a. Their RVs, them RVs can run somewhere. They sound like they wanted a new one too. So
right.
Them RVs can be anywhere they can be the cost of a house.
Yeah.
So and on top of that, that's just that part. They actually have, different type of insurance for them and everything. I don't think that they're going to be able to do what they're talking about. They can barely get an apartment. I mean, I bet
you RV sales are going through the roof. I bet they're going through the roof.
Yeah, but they won't be getting one. They're not getting one no time soon. They might as well just go ahead and chalk that up to a loss because they ain't getting that no time soon. And if
all they got to do is just be cool in that small apartment, just be happy in it for a few years. That's all they got to do.
That's not keeping up with keeping up with the Joneses. You can't do that. Right. You can't keep up with the Joneses if you're stuck in a small apartment.
Remember they said they're gonna get a lawyer too and sue the bank. They're gonna sue
the bank. Yeah, they could get a lawyer. I mean, the lawyer's gonna take their money, and he's gonna tell them that at the end of it all, there's nothing we could do. Thank you for the cash, though.
Hey, check this out. All they got to do is get a lawyer that's in debt. He'll take their case, knowing he's gonna lose it anyway. He can say, "Hey, we tried. All right, here's the bill."
Yeah, or I expect a certain amount of payment up front. We got a good case here. We got a good case here. Got a good case.
You think we could win? Oh yeah. I mean, nothing's 100% positive. It's not 100%. But we got a good chance. We got a good chance.
We got there's always an opportunity. It just depends on the variables and and what they got in the contract. You know, do y'all have the
depends
contract
on
on?
where we have the court too, because Judge so-and-so, man, he's
Yeah.
like a stickler. So, but in this courthouse, you know, on Sally Sue, she's a favor all that.
Yeah, all that jargon they're gonna give you before, because they don't, because lawyers are not legally, they are not allowed to give you a guaranteed win. So they automatically are gonna, they're gonna love it, man. There were probably some lawyers that contacted them after that video, like, oh my God, this is gonna be quick money right here.
Oh, that's horrible. Let's get on that. We'll catch them. We'll stop them.
You know, hey guys, then you'll see their next video. Hey guys, we're fighting against the law. We need a CashApp. We need you guys to donate to our cause.
I got a GoFundMe and all this other stuff. People do it.
GoFundMe. Yeah, they'll give them the money. They'll go ahead and give them the money because they'll feel like, we're fighting against the man.
Yeah,
we're fighting against the powers that be. Yeah, like, okay, well,
did you notice it? It was everybody else's fault. Everybody, the bank, the mortgage, the title company.
I thought it was your fault, LJ. I thought it was your fault.
I thought it was my fault too.
I mean, because it was pretty. I thought it was your fault, man. It was your fault. It was Andre's fault. It was Cosme. It was everybody's fault, man. I heard everybody's name mentioned in that video.
Exactly.
Man, I know it was my fault. I just know because I said I was laughing at the whole thing, man. It was terrible.
Man, as soon as Andre sent it, I was like, oh shit, let me see what it is. And I was stuck. As soon as I pressed play, I was like, what?
Yeah.
They did what? Oh, they didn't tell us this. Refinance that. They reached out to us. They told us that we should refinance. Really?
Of course, that's their job.
Yes, they did.
That was their job. I mean, there's, you know how many people call you up and say, hey, come and buy a car? Do you go and buy a car every time somebody sends you a letter in the mail saying, hey, come buy us cars? Right. It's sale.
Hey, imagine this though, and see, imagine this. I guarantee you, somewhere in that mortgage paperwork, they probably have 24-hour access to their credit report, right? So they can see when they get in trouble, when they start getting in debt, that's when they start offering refinancing of the house, and they're gonna take it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hey, we know it's kind of a bind. You know, everybody's in trouble. How about you just refinance? That'll lower your payments, and you'll get a better interest rate. All the hook, line, and sinker shit, and then they just do it. Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay, then you can pull some money out put it on your as a cushion just in case if you need to Okay, we'll do it, and they do it.
I felt sorry for them. I couldn't watch you. But I couldn't watch your expressions but I heard your expressions. That was enough for me right there. Your commentary was hilarious. Honestly, they got a lot of problems, and I don't think they're gonna get out of them by just being dishonest with themselves. They're gonna have to stick down and bunker in and save some cash and get their lives together. Yeah. I don't even think realistically, I think an RV is actually the worst purchase they could probably buy. I mean, first off, we all know that's a depreciating asset, so that's not a good choice to buy anyway. And second, they can always go on trips without an RV. You can go on plenty of trips. There's plenty of people in this world going on trips without RV, so they don't need that. Get a hotel room.
No, that's not true, man. You need an RV. You need one. There's no place to live. You need one. You have to get a new one. You can't get a used one. You got to get a new one.
Why a new one, LJ? Just give me a reason.
If you buy a used one, the neighbor's going to see you and they're going to think you're broke. So you have to get a new one. Yeah.
Oh, so they think you're broke. And it might break down too. It might have some problems. It might break down.
You might be on the freeway. You might have a crying baby, and it might be raining and it's thunderstorming, and some burglars might be out on the freeway. You don't want to break down there.
Don't forget the newer models are safer. They're safer because safety is important.
Safer. They're more safe. They're more safe than last year's model.
Right. They're much safer because they did all these tests and road tests, and
They crash into the wall. Into the wall. They put a dummy in it, and then the dummy just hits the windshield and bounces off. So it's safe.
Right. I totally get it. Well, LJ, I just wanted to throw in that part with I find it interesting about a lot of people getting so mad with the whole Trump thing, and these people are blaming everybody else but themselves. Everybody needs people start focusing on themselves and working on themselves, because
Exactly.
this world doesn't get any easier the more you blame others. So anyway, you have a good one, man. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for jumping on.
No problem.
Josh 2003 says, even though I hated the debate Trump said to Biden, I followed the tax rules you set up. I broke out laughing. I mean, honestly, I watched a little bit of the debate, but I can't really watch stuff like that because that's not really okay. To me, the debate was a distraction from something. Because when I see two people that are up there on the ladder doing certain things, I say, okay, this is how I feel inside. Okay, why are you guys doing that? What do you guys wanting me not to see? Because that doesn't make sense. When you see two professionals up on a stage pretending to fight and calling names and stuff, that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, why are you doing that? All right, there must be something else going on because you guys are trying to distract me. That's exactly how I think. E-Man says exactly. They have nothing on him with that tax question. They need to leave that shit alone. They really do. Andre says, believe it or not, this is what the government wants us to do. For sure. This is all part of the plan. What's up, Fred? What's going on? What's up, Johnny Blaze? What's happening? Are they going? That's what they were trying to do, but they didn't. Now you'll sound like you know who. Who are you talking about, Nyson? All right, we're gonna go about 10 more minutes. That's gonna be 2 hours. Any other questions? Ooh, that one bothered me. Thanks, Andre. So that's why when Andre sends me some stuff, I'll be like, oh, should I click on that? Let me finish. This is what I do, honestly. When he sends me something, if I'm in the middle of something, I won't watch it until I'm done what I need to do. Because if I click on that video, now I'm trapped. Okay, I can't just watch it and then pause and I say, oh, come back to that. No, I'm in it now. I gotta finish it, right? And then I'll be like, oh, damn, how long is this? Oh, it's 30 minutes. Oh, crap. I won't be able to get up for 30 minutes. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Sorry, you guys. Any questions? This is a good article, though. It really was. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, you guys got, if you didn't wrap your emotions up in it, hopefully you got the real message. The real message is they didn't trust mathematics. They didn't. That's all. They were blaming. All they got to do is stop blaming everybody around them. That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. Jaws 2003 says, I see what you're saying about the distractions. I remember Obama was in the news for hacking the German chancellor's phone with his phone, but they pushed up the shooting of Trayvon Martin. And see, I don't pay attention to stuff like that. I know it's a distraction. Thanks, Andre. Check you later too. Nicer says, I need a new RV because it might crash on the freeway. A new RV is safer. I have the cash to buy a new RV, but I'm gonna finance it instead. That sounds like you know who. Oh, right. Live says this is off topic, but I heard you say loan forgiveness is tax. Could you explain? First of all, let's put it this way. 99% of people got denied student loan forgiveness, whatever that is. So, but anyway, but say like you were the 1% that got through and they forgave $50,000. That $50,000 is added to your taxable income. So now you got to pay taxes on $50,000. You just don't get to walk away free. You have to pay that student loan off. Nothing is free. That's how they make slaves. This is how they make slaves, you guys. I want you guys to understand. Well, not 100%, but slaves, student loans are the biggest part of it. Student loans are the biggest way to make slaves. Okay, sorry. Reading this dude gotta. Anyway, that's how they make slaves. Okay. Once you get student loan debt and then you make up in your mind that you're never going to pay it off, guess what? You're now a slave for the rest of your life. You're a slave. If you finance a house while you have student loan debt, you're just a slave in a new house. If you finance a car, put it this way. If your student loans are older than your mortgage, you're a slave in a house. If your student loans are older than your car loan, you're a slave in a car. If your student loans are older than the cell phone in your hand, you're a slave with a new cell phone. You're still a slave. It doesn't. If you go on vacation if you go on vacation while you have student loans, you're just a slave on vacation. You're still a slave. It doesn't matter where you go. These types of chains are unlimited. It doesn't matter how far you go. It doesn't matter. Because you put the links on. You put the links on your own chain. You determine how long that chain is going to be. It's totally up to you and how long you're going to have them on. Totally up to you. If you have a successful career, doctor, lawyer, pharmacist, and you have student loans, you're just a slave who's a pharmacist. You're just a slave who's a doctor. You're just a slave who's a lawyer. You're still a slave. It doesn't matter. 96 out of 33,000 student loan forgiveness applicants approved. 96 people. 96 people. But you know what's so funny? People will still sign up for a student loan forgiveness program. No different. It's no different than the lottery. People play the lottery. Even though they tell you your chances in winning are this, people still play it. It's no different than student loan forgiveness programs. Hey, maybe I'll be one of the 96. That's what a slave will say to themselves. I probably will be one of the 96 out of 33,000. Crazy, man. Emotions and finance in any form is never a good thing. No, it's not even a good thing. So you even added good in the end. You never do that. It's not good or bad. You just don't do it. Hey, that don't make mathematical sense. Nope. Okay, I'm not doing it. You don't emotionally attach yourself to anything, especially a business. Anything in business, don't add your emotions. Don't do that. That's the only thing that can separate math from money is emotions, feelings. How you feel about a house, how you feel about a car. I guarantee it won't make any mathematical sense. Ooh, I really feel like I want that new Corvette. I'm gonna go ahead and give me a 12-year car loan. That's wrong. You do the math, that wouldn't make any sense at all. But if you still buy it, because that's how you felt. What's up, Yellow J? LJ, big tings. Update, 10 scheduled showings already for tomorrow on the house. Yellow J is about to be free, man. Yellow J is about to be free with the family. Okay, it's easy for people like me. I'm doing everything by myself. Can you imagine how many hoops Yellow J got? It's not just him. Got wife, kids, schools, neighborhoods, blah blah. I can only imagine. And check this out. And jobs. And he's still pushing through. I just got out of debt by myself. I had no kids. I didn't have nobody to ask to be checking in with. Should I do this? No, I just did it. So congratulations, Yellow J. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Much appreciated. If you missed the show, catch the replay. Appreciate you all. Thank you for, what's today, Friday? Maybe I'll be on tomorrow, but I'll for surely be on for Sundays, for Q&A Sundays. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. All right. See you later.